I'm going fishing. I'm going fishing because that's the only place. There ain't nothing crazy happening unless it's in Lake Fork, Texas. That's right, Lake Fork, Texas. Just when I thought fishing was the only place you can go to avoid madness and crime, I found out that I was wrong. And I should have knew it from a video that I posted a while back. And I'm going to post a link to in the description. And it's going to be hooked at the end of this video. Not like a fish, but like just crime that happens on the waters when you're supposed to be fishing and relaxing, enjoying life. Oh man, let's get into this story. Coming from Outdoor Life, we have a news article titled, "Angler Arrested at Fishing Tournament for Allegedly Stuffing Bass with Weights." If you don't know what stuffing bass with weights means, or maybe you never even heard of why someone would want to stuff a bass with weights, well, so the bass can be heavier, so that they can win during the weigh-in, the tournament, when prizes are involved. Man, let's get into this story. Texas game wardens who were contacted by tournament staff to investigate say they found 3 weights inside the bass's stomach that showed no signs of corrosion or erosion. An angler was arrested during a bass tournament in Texas on Sunday and charged with violating fishing tournament rules. Officials with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department say they arrested Curtis Lee Daniels, pictured here, after finding multiple weights inside a bass he'd caught during the competition. This article came out earlier this year, and it's been on my radar to cover this story because I found it really interesting, and I wanted to get into it because I myself have done a lot of fishing growing up in Louisiana. As you all know, the motto for Louisiana is sportsman's paradise, meaning we have a lot of hunting and fishing that you can do in the state of Louisiana. There's a lot of wild, game such as, ducks, deer. You can hunt alligators. You can go fishing for bass, redfish, flounders, sockeye. They got all that down here. So it's a great place to be involved where you can do outdoor sportsmanship. And wherever money is involved in prizes, somebody's going to do something stupid and try to cheat the system because they're in over their head somewhere else, or just because they're not a good person. And that's why we're going to finish this article so we can finish talking about this guy who ruined everybody's day when they were just trying to be fishing and enjoy a relaxing day. Daniels was booked in the Wood County Jail Sunday, according to county records, and charged with violating fishing tournament rules because the tournament was offering a cash prize of $10,000 or more. The charge is a 3rd-degree felony. Records show Daniels was released Monday on a $20,000 bond. This dude has got a 3rd-degree felony because he was illegally stuffing bass with weights. I'm going to show you a picture of the bass. That's a picture of the bass right there. So if you don't know what a bass is, that's a bass, green bass. And he was fishing in Lake Fork, Texas, which is the biggest bass tournament lake in the United States of America. Lake Fork, Texas. They have more bass fishing tournaments than anywhere else. So it's not uncommon to have a tournament going on here. In an official statement shared with Outdoor Life, the Texas Department of Wildlife said officials said they were contacted by tournament organizers on Sunday to investigate a bass that Daniels had brought to the weigh-in. Tournament staff had flagged the bass after using a metal detector wand on the fish that alerted them to the potential presence of a foreign object. This raised concerns that Daniels had tampered with the fish before bringing it to the weigh-in station. That's crazy that they actually have to use now. I mean, we were using metal detectors for kids to go to school so you make sure ain't nobody got their strap on them. But now we can't even go fishing. They got metal detectors on the fish. Oh, man. After confirming the alert, wardens conducted a necropsy on the fish and discovered 3 weights in its stomach that showed no signs of erosion. Necropsy, from what I understand, is how they gut a fish and check its guts and intestines to see what's in it. The Texas Department of Wildlife and Fisheries wardens also located weights of the same style and size in the angler's boat. That's right. The same type of weights, and I'm going to put a picture. That's a picture of the fish that they did the necropsy on. And That's the weights that were found in the fish's stomach. And they said they found those type of weights in this guy's boat. So they saying there's no erosion. Those weights look like there's no erosion on them. And he found the same weights in this dude's boat. The arrest took place during the second and final day of the Lake Fort Lure Company tournament, which was held in Lake Fort and presented by Sealy Outdoors. Daniels of Willow Park was one of 564 anglers, fishermen, competing in a local tournament and vying for a cash prize of up to $11,500. The overall prize for the biggest fish caught in the event was $10,000, but there were additional prizes as well. A representative of Sealy Outdoors said they were unable to comment on Daniels' arrest when reached by Outdoor Life on Monday. They don't want to talk about it because the case is still ongoing as of now. The dude is, he's arrested for it, but he isn't convicted yet. Daniels, who works as a guide on Lake Fork and fishes bass tournaments regularly, tells Outdoor Life he will not comment on his arrest until he's spoken with his attorney. Man, dude, this dude is a guide. He guides people in fishing. Man, I would not want this dude being my guide or being around my kids when I'm trying to teach them about moral values in life. I got this dude showing right there what we call the biggest bass ever. 75-pound big as a shark. You know the saying that sometimes people exaggerate just how big the fish was. Well, sometimes they exaggerate just how much the fish weighed, like this dude. It didn't weigh that much. It was stuffed with freaking dumbbells from the prison weight pile. A criminal record search reveals that Daniels was convicted of a misdemeanor in Wood County in 2019. He been a criminal. That's right. He had a misdemeanor from 2019. He should have been in prison for the rest of his life, not wandering the bass tournament, stuffing bass with lead weights. Daniels was found guilty by a jury. He went to trial on this misdemeanor. How many people you know in your life went to trial on a misdemeanor? This dude went to trial on a misdemeanor. You know he ain't taking it easy on this felony, third-degree felony that he got with these bass. It is unclear if Daniels has been charged with any other wildlife crimes in other states outlined Texas, other than Texas County. Man, this dude was wild, y'all, man. This dude got a third-degree felony for stuffing bass with lead weights. Just when you think you thought you heard of all the crimes, you got to deal with this. Listen, I hold fishing dear to me. Like I said, I spent some time growing up on the bayou, the West Bank of New Orleans, and in the swamp, and I did a lot of fishing. Me and my dad bonded over fishing. I went fishing as a kid with my friends before they had, before Nintendo, the NES came out. We were fishing in the bayou, waking up before the sun came up, coming out when the sun went down with a string full of perch that we were cleaning in our front yard and throw them in the canal in the back. Watch the snakes eat it. We might eat the snakes. We ate raccoons, squirrels, everything. It didn't matter, but we didn't, go around. We were criminals, but I ain't never thought. And I was in a bass tournament as a young kid. I didn't know no better. I had a baby bass as big as this file card when I was like 11, 12 years old. And I brought it home to my mom and I was excited. I want to enter the Walmart bass tournament. I brought my bass to the thing, man. All them dudes at the plane looking down on me. I was just like a 12-year-old kid. You little kid, why'd you bring that little baby bass up in here? And I'm like, well, I want it to be part of the tournament. They're like, you supposed to throw that thing back. It ain't no bigger than my hand. Well, I ain't had nobody to teach me or tell me what you can keep and not keep. I just was doing it on my own. I was out in the woods at 12 years old fishing. You know what I mean? Fighting snakes off my perch. Fighting gators, popping them with sticks and popping them with my pole. Excited about the fishing tournament. And the fish wasn't no bigger than a file card, index card. But I wasn't cheating on the tournament. I brought the littlest fish in, and the fish died. I didn't know how important the fish was. I learned a lesson in life. But them old punks looking at me instead of taking me to the side. And my mom didn't know nothing. She don't care about fishing. Honestly, my father should have been there with me. But he had his own struggles at that time that he had to work out. And we live and we learn. And we ain't mad about it. But this is a grown man. Look at a picture of him again. Out here cheating people, almost 600 people in the tournament, trying to have a good day and enjoy themselves. And no doubt there was fathers with their sons and sons with their grandfathers. And they got this dude out there trying to con and scheme the system. What say you? How much time should he get? It's a third-degree felony. Lock him up in Texas. Teach this fool a lesson. You know, I ain't gonna jump to the extremes and say he should get life or nothing like that. But this dude, he needs a 60-day sentence in jail or a year. Lay him down in the county jail. Let him learn his lesson. Man, because this is ridiculous, y'all. We can't even go fishing. I'm going fishing. I'm going fishing. We're supposed to be able to do something in life without worrying about criminals. But we got criminals everywhere, even in fishing tournaments. Go check out this video about the hog slayer. He's the dude who went to jail. He went to jail for 10 years, a decade, for running an illegal trout line. Go check him out. He was killing all kind of animals where he shouldn't have been. Tried to get me involved in illegal alligator hunting. You're going to love this video, man. Let's get it. Like and subscribe to The Pen and the Shank, the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube, where I'm bringing you stories like illegal fishing and stuffing bass with weights, man. Let's get it.